A new series has appeared in Jump, Ayashimon. This is a series that is about demons. You know, ever since we lost Demon Slayer, there's a lot of demons series coming into Jump. And most of them get canceled. But I think we can have high hopes for this one. I mean, it's coming from a well-known creator. I think it's going to be a slow burn for sure. From the first chapter, I wasn't particularly engaged because I don't exactly know what on earth is going on. But I think there's a lot of context that'll be set up throughout the series as it unfolds that we'll learn about and it'll make sense more. I think it wasn't particularly the strongest first chapter, and the main character kind of like was set in one trope, so I couldn't particularly relate to him or see him as his own person. I just saw him as a trope. But I hope that is resolved over the coming chapters as we learn more about him and his backstory, how he ended up the way he was, and why he wants to fight so much. I mean, it's set up to some extent in always felt like he's the strongest and kind of did a One Punch Man routine, which is comical, but not engaging to me because we already have Mashal, which I also don't really care about yet. So to see another series go with this trope, and I'm only calling it a trope because we don't know much about it yet. But I think it can go further than this trope. We just have to wait and see. But for now, I'm going to call it that. I'm not going to say Axe Babe like everyone else in the Twitter comment section. But I will say that this series needs to do a little bit of work. The artwork, I can already tell, it's great. Paneling, great. You know, don't have anything to worry about there. Because this artist has experience from their previous series that ended without cancellation. You know, they had their full run. We can know that they are going to be put on kind of a pedestal, kind of like Samurai 8 was probably, where they get a little bit of liberty and freedom with how they are going to run this series since they came from Jump Plus, just like Chainsaw Man, which had a phenomenal run in Jump itself. So I think they're gonna give Ayashimon a lot of creative freedom with where they go with this series, and hopefully we see some interesting things. I hope there are topics that are brought to our attention that make the reader think. I hope this series is able to last and actually tell a full story, because it would be a bummer if it ended as quickly as Phantom Seer. Poor Phantom Seer. Great art, okay story, great characters, no love in the Japanese community. But I think this artist has at least enough clout to last more than 18 chapters. I think we're going to see this for at least 30, and if it doesn't pick up by then, I mean, Sakamoto Days. That is a prime example of a series that can elevate what you know about Shonen Jump within the first volume. That series was already amazing to me by, chapter 10, it's already in its own lane, like Sakamoto Days. One of the best newcomer series of Jump, for sure. Undead Unlock the same. I haven't read past chapter 10. I read it when it originally started airing or releasing in Jump. That series already was in its own lane within chapter 3, where it just had such a unique format that reminded me of older series, but nothing I could particularly push it towards that it replicated. You couldn't make a comparison to it. It's just in its own lane, and it was absolutely phenomenal. I need to catch up on Undead Unlock for sure. That's a series that's kind of like this. It doesn't seem to be that popular, but it'll become an underground classic, and I think Ayashimon could be the same unless Hell's Paradise gets an anime and then people learn about this manga series, and then it'll become popular as well. Not too much to say about this series yet, but let me know in the comments if you guys are enjoying this already. I mean, there's only 2 chapters out, so I don't know if the hype is already there for it. I'd be surprised if it was. I mean, usually I'll wait till at least a volume's worth of content is out to judge it. But I have high expectations off of what I know pre-contextually about the series, and I'm excited to see more. Hope you guys are too. Bye.